So I've been using Shopify for our website for almost 2 years now. When I first started, I have absolutely no idea what Shopify was or how to use it. I basically kind of just learn on the job. And over time, I've downloaded some apps that have turned out to be pretty useful. So if you're looking at starting your own Shopify store, maybe you already have one and you want to work on it a bit more, or you're literally just curious as to see what goes on behind the scenes of a Shopify store, then this might be quite interesting. So this video is basically going to be all of the apps that I use for our website, plus some ones I'm looking into, but I can't really, say whether they're right for us or not yet. I've got a free trial going on at the moment. Some of these apps you might find quite useful, others are a bit niche, but I thought I'd show you all of them so that you can see what role they have on each part of the website. Of course, my battery dies just as I'm filming the intro. Lovely. I love being prepared. Alright, so if you have a Shopify account, then you've probably seen the apps tab on the left hand side of the screen, and then you see a little green button that basically says something like Shopify App Store, although actually they changed it recently. Anyway, that takes you to the App Store where you can download extra apps that are not included when you first get your site. Some of them are free, some of them are paid for, some of them there are different pricing structures as well, so basically you just got to look at an app, see what the cost is, or if there is a cost. Not all of it is going to cost you a lot of money, and actually if you pick wisely, then you might be able to build your site for literally no extra cost. On each app page you can see like reviews and things like that. Generally I go for one that at least has quite a few reviews because I know that it's been used previously, although I have downloaded one or two I think in the past which didn't have a lot of reviews, but actually the customer service was great, so it was just like a brand new app. So one thing I have found with all of these apps is their customer service is pretty decent. If you email them, you'll get a response within 24 hours. In fact, I've emailed someone and I'm waiting for a response today, and I know I'll get one today. So that's always good because you can literally have your website up and running with this new feature within a couple of days from start to finish, and sometimes it can literally be something that you do on your own and it's a 10-minute job. I should mention, I'm not affiliated with anyone with these, no one's paying me to talk about them. I've found them useful, therefore I'm sharing them with you. They might not be the only option for a certain thing, so I might talk about one, but that's the one that I've got on with. Maybe you won't, maybe it'll work differently for your theme. First one, and this is probably one that nearly every shop owner should have, is a reviews app. Basically, it just allows people to leave reviews on the store. Some of these apps will require you to do some coding, but it's fairly straightforward, and if you have any issues, you can contact the app guys, and that's what I've done with one of the apps that I'm currently waiting on right now. So reviews was actually one I've downloaded quite a while ago, and it was a really, really good shout. So not only does it allow people to leave reviews on product pages, so if you've got, like, say we've got a cookbook and it allows people to leave reviews there, but also there was a bit of code that I put into the site, again it was all tutorials, I don't know anything about coding but I've managed to figure it out, and you can see the stars on the collection page, which means that thankfully we have loads of 5-star reviews, so the whole collection page is full of 5 stars and it just gives it a really good feel. So I really recommend that. If you don't have that, you're missing out, really. You can end up with a nice bank of 5-star reviews, and obviously that really helps with conversions and whatnot. Alright, this one is not really an app. I didn't have to download it. Shopify just came out with it and were like, here you go, here's something to use. But Shopify Inbox is a new one currently because I tried different chatbot apps previously, and then Shopify Inbox came out. We were like, that's great because all of our team can log into the inbox and answer customer questions or forward them on to us. But I can't currently work out, the work in progress, I can't currently work out how to get rid of. It's Facebook. Facebook really annoys me sometimes. Their chatbot is currently sitting behind the Shopify one. I don't know how to get rid of it, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, Shopify Inbox, little icon appears in the bottom right hand corner, and a customer can leave their email address, ask a question. If you're online at the same point, you can chat to them on the website in real time, but also because they left your email address, you can follow them up. The thing that was different with the Shopify one compared to, say, Facebook, or I did try another chatbot as well, on HubSpot I think it was. Shopify have the ability for a customer to track their order or see their order status, so that is something that we don't need to talk about with them at all. It's a completely automated process. They just give the order number in. So yeah, that's another good one that literally everyone can use for their store. You know, your customer might have a question, you can be online to answer it. There's an app on your phone as well, so that Shopify Inbox have an app on their phone, so someone could be messaging on the website and I get the notification on my phone. Alright, so this one isn't necessary, but it was one of the first apps I ever downloaded and I'm really glad we did. So it's one called Order Printer. So Shopify give you, you know, a template to print out anyway, but Order Printer it allows you to print off invoices and receipts that you can put in your orders, and it just looked better in our opinion. It was another free one. When you go onto an order, you can then click in the top right hand corner and you can see print with Order Printer, and then you go through that. So it's just quite seamless. There's nothing to that app other than that little widget there. The customers don't notice a difference because it's purely on our end, you know, printing invoices and stuff. Now I thought I'd mention this one, but it's literally just gonna be a mention because I don't understand it. Xero. So one of our friends helps us out with bookkeeping. And that's all I know. So if you want to know about bookkeeping, then Google it because I don't have a clue. But it's something that Alison works on. So thank you, Alison. And Xero just basically syncs our store. It's about money and finances, and that's all I know. So there you go. There's Xero. Along those lines, another one, and I can't remember the name of it, but Jo, who runs the distribution we use, she downloaded an app to get our site to talk with her site to print off like shipping labels and stuff. So again, that's one that I don't touch, I don't look at, I don't do anything to it, but it's there in our apps list because it helps the sites communicate with each other. I suppose along that line, I also have one called Shopsync, which again talks with our Shopify store and this time MailChimp, which I do use. I am thinking of doing a video about like the websites I use to manage the business, so if you want to see that, then let me know. MailChimp and Shopify had a fallout as far as I'm aware, and they don't talk to each other, so you've got to find an app to talk to the two of them. We already had a MailChimp list before we had used Shopify, so I wasn't about to transfer a couple of thousand contacts to another email list. So we just continue with MailChimp, and I like how I prefer how to create email campaigns there anyway compared to, I did try some other email apps. I did also try Shopify email, but I haven't got on with any of them, so I just stick with MailChimp. Shopsync was free, I think, and you know, it just talks with it. So anyone who signs up to our email list, either through, you know, ticking a box at checkout or putting their email in at the bottom of our website, that goes through Shopsync, that lands on our MailChimp email list, and then I can email them in the future. Digital downloads. I have some ebooks that actually need to go up on the website tonight. Digital downloads is basically if you're selling something that's not a physical product. So we've used this, again, this is one of the first ones we downloaded for the store. Again, I think it was free. Essentially, it's just an add-on. So like Order Printer has the little drop down in the right hand corner of the screen, Digital Downloads does the same thing. So when you create a product in Shopify, you can tick this product is a physical product or not. And if it's not, you can add a digital attachment. In fact, I think you can if it's not a physical product either. Anyway, when someone purchases, let's say, an ebook. So someone purchases an ebook for $6.99, we get the order as normal. However, it automatically fulfills itself because Digital Downloads then sends an email directly after saying, here's your ebook, and it gives them a download link. That's all it does. So all you need to do is upload a PDF to your Shopify product page and you're done. So that was pretty basic. Now, I mentioned the memberships. So we have 3 different ways someone can become a member with us. So they can either subscribe to a monthly subscription, buy an annual package, or buy a lifetime package. The annual and lifetimes aren't automatically recurring. Well, the lifetime won't need to be, but the annual one's not automatically recurring, but the monthly one is. So we use an app called Paywhirl to take those payments automatically. So we don't need to talk to the customer. Automatic emails are sent out reminding them that a payment's going out in like 3 days time if they want to cancel. It also handles any, say if they want to change their card details, it handles all of that. That one I think it's free. I think it is. But some of these apps might take transactions. So, oh well, no, actually I think Paywhirl is as a monthly subscription. You'll either find that you pay for a monthly subscription for an app, or an app is free to download, but it might take some percentage of a transaction. Sometimes they do both. Like Shopify itself, you know, you might pay $29 a month and then it takes a percentage of each transaction. That's subscription. There are other ones out there. Again, Paywhirl is the one that I've got on with, although I'm looking at another subscription app, different type, I'll talk about that in a minute, and it looks like that one would do what Paywhirl does, plus some extra. But if you remember and you're watching this, don't worry, we're not doing anything, you don't have to switch to anything, you're staying as you are. Next up, Hypervisual and LayoutHub. So these two are kind of niche in the sense that if you just want a straightforward e-commerce store selling candles, you won't need them. But for us, who are using Shopify more as an actual, well, more as a full-on website, I mean, the stuff we've done with our website is it's quite weird when you think about the fact that it's an e-commerce store, but 99% of our pages are free stuff with like information and recipes and whatnot. Some of those pages require a bit more creativity to make them look nice, and the only downside that I found with making a Shopify store is, other than the home page, which is great for customization, you can add quite a few different elements. The other pages, not so much. It's like you can either make a blog or a page which is just text writing. You can put images in there, but you can't put like sliding banners and basically what a front page would look like. You can't make that for other pages. So this is where downloading an app like Hypervisual is my preferred one. I first bought LayoutHub, and actually no, both of them are free. No, LayoutHub's free, Hypervisual's paid, but a small fee, I think. First bought LayoutHub, the Hypervisual just works a little bit better in my opinion, but I still use both of them purely because LayoutHub has one of our most viewed pages on. So I was actually building a page yesterday about our new Kick campaign, and I wanted a page that wasn't just the ticket page, it wasn't like a sales page straight away. I wanted it to just be a bit of information, some more images, like we're running this campaign and I wanted to show the full timetable for the 4 weeks on a sliding banner. So that's where Hypervisual came in handy, because that was a really simple thing to add in, and it literally took a couple of hours to build the page from start to finish, and it was all well and good. You can hyperlink images, everything like that. So yeah, it's one of those things that makes your store a bit more customizable. So it depends on what you're using your website for. For us, that kind of thing is needed. For a standard e-commerce store, you probably don't need to worry about it. But okay, so 2 more apps that I currently have downloaded or that I want to talk about. Second to last is Advanced Shipping Rules, which I think is a paid for thing, although I got a free trial. Now this is if you've got both digital and physical products. You might want to look into this, you might not need to. But for us, we have a shipping bar, so anything over 20 quid gets free UK shipping. However, that was starting to cause us some issues when, let's say someone buys a £15 physical book and a £6.99 ebook. Shopify looks at that and goes, well, that's £21.99, that's free shipping. But we're only sending out one item. So to us, someone's got free shipping on an order under 20 quid because the physical order is worth less than £20. So that was costing us quite a bit. So I then bought in this app, which basically you can group your products separately. So it did take a little bit of working out. However, again, when I contacted their support, they were more than happy to help and everything got sorted out pretty quickly. Essentially what I was able to do was separate the physical products into one group and the digital products into another group, and then the shipping rules were set up so that the physical products had to exceed 20 quid in order for the free shipping to get toggled. Last one, this one's the most niche because we are a food website. We have a lot of recipes. That's the main feature of our website, is this big free recipe library. So I needed an app to add all these recipes on this website. For this I used RecipeKit. I just found this by complete mistake. Shopify recommended it to me one day when I was on the App Store. I downloaded it. I think it's probably about a tenner a month. I've managed to create on there over 300 recipes. It's fairly straightforward. You add your ingredients, you add your method, your images, you can add a YouTube video in, you can pick the template you want your recipe to follow. It's worked really well. People can rank a recipe, so they can rate it, you know, out of 5 stars. They can comment on it because it's generated as a blog post on Shopify. But the other thing was you can actually hyperlink. So let's say in the ingredients list it's used milled linseed. We sell that on our store as well. So you can actually link that to the product that we sell. So that's why it was on the Shopify App Store. I used it mainly so that I could create recipes on our website, but that is also a handy feature. So yeah, that one's a bit niche, but it kind of shows what the App Store has. Okay, so those are the apps that I currently have on the store. I do want to say that you do have to be careful with the amount of apps you use, and if you're not using an app, then delete it. Too many can slow your website down. I do keep an eye on our store speed, and it's always been pretty decent, but if something is really slowing it down, you might need to look at an alternative. So far though, I've not had any issues, and I have been, you know, if I've downloaded something and it's not served my purpose, I've just deleted it straight away. I've not bothered with it just staying there for a couple of days. I've just deleted it as soon as possible. So that is always something to keep an eye on, is the store speed. Now, there are some apps that I'm looking at currently for future things. I can't say everything, obviously. I want to look at a ticketing app to start with. I think I found one, but I can't remember what it's called. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen now. Essentially, I want an app that creates a unique ticket so that a customer can show that. We can scan that. This is the one I was looking at. Someone can show the ticket on their phone. It shows a unique QR code. We scan the QR code and it registers them, as if to say they've signed into the event. We're using that for events later next year as a way to sign people in easily. Okay, so just yesterday I downloaded a new app. I'm in their free trial at the moment. I think it's called Assembled or something like that. And this one is to create subscriptions on certain products, so physical products. So we sell, let's say, the bread that we sell. We can put that on a subscription service so that someone can say, yeah, okay, I want 2 loaves every 2 weeks. And then it just automatically charges and then sends us the invoice to send out without anyone having to do anything. So that's pretty useful and something I really want to get started. That one also gives the option for something to be only available as a subscription. So you can have an option where you can buy it one-off or as a subscription, or you can tick a box to say that this item is only available as a subscription. So let's say a food collection box or our membership. I'm not looking at transferring that across, but it was just a cool thing that I was like, oh wait, that would be nice in the future. But yeah, not something we can look at right now. But that's what I wanted to use for recurring orders. Obviously for certain products it's not really useful. Cookbooks, there's no need to put them on subscription because you buy one cookbook, you don't need another one of the same one. But our food products, it would be really handy, and people have been asking about it, so I am looking into it. This one goes back to the events, but I'm looking at Shopify POS. Again, this isn't really an app you need to download onto your store. It's already there. It's classed as a different sort of sales channel. You have multiple different sales channels through Shopify. You have your main store, then you can have things like Facebook and Instagram, and also Shopify POS. You can also, again, download an app on your phone and create orders that way. I don't really know much about it, but I know you can link it to things like cash machines and card readers. So if we were taking money in events, it's a different way of taking payment. So it's something I'm looking into, but I don't really know much about it right now. I know it's been around for a while though, and I know a lot of people do use it. So it is something I want to learn more about. Okay, there we go. There's all the apps that I use, all the apps I'm looking into using. If you found this video interesting, then let me know. I didn't know whether it'd be something people would be interested in, but I decided to film it and just see how it goes. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know what that is, but hopefully it's something to do with chocolate. So I'll see you then. Goodbye.